increasing the federal funds rate at our next meeting in March. And if the economy evolves as I expect it to, additional rate increases will be appropriate in the coming months. I, as all of my colleagues will as well, be watching the data closely to judge the appropriate size of an increase at the March meeting.
And of course, we'll get PCE on Friday. That was Federal Reserve Governor Michelle Bowman talking about the path for hikes.
Alrighty, let me know if you guys on YouTube could hear me. We're live on YouTube today. A few of you asked about if we could go live on YouTube so you guys could stream it on the smart TV. So we are doing that here today. Alrighty, first off, let me go back up into the trade room. I wanted to go over a few things here with you guys. So first off, as you guys could see right here, we had a few upgrades this morning that I shared earlier in the trade room. And you guys could see, first off, Macy's had a nice beat this morning. Macy's shares had a pop. We have Burlington, one of the stocks being upgraded here today by Berenberg. Price target of $315 a share. And as you can see here, hold to buy, that was upgraded there, and about a 42.5% upside from where the shares are currently trading at. Another nice one that got an upgrade today was AMD. We got a trade on AMD going out a little bit further to that April Expo. AMD's at 113.83. Berenstein upgraded that from market perform to outperform with a $150 price target, which represents about a 31.78% upside from here. And then down below, John, this is one of yours that you like here, PPL, good dividend payer, utility, $26.10 a share. RBC Capital upgraded that from sector perform to outperform here, and we'll see how that one is. And then going over here, let me see, you guys could see AMD get a nice pop. Markets are open here.
Good luck today with your trading.
And let's go up here and go over one more here. So here are some initiations that I like today. Credo Technology Group, $15.20 a share. I'm going to put that one on my watch list today. CRDO, $15.20 a share, and that was upgraded by a bunch of analyst firms here. $19 to $20 target price range here. Initiates buy to an outperform rating. So we'll put these on our watch list here today and see if these ones get any moves. As you guys could see, these ones, let me see. Give the markets the first 15 minutes here. So that one was upgraded by a bunch of analyst firms here from, anywhere from $19 to $23 and buy to an outperform rating on Credo here. So we'll take a look at that one, add that one to the watch list. And let's see here. AMD is still on the climb here. Nice little breakout on AMD. Let's see what's going on with some of the others here. Ford, we got a trade on Ford going out a little bit further to that May Expo. 1773, pretty flat on the day, down about 1.77% here. Still consolidating side by side here with Candle.
For COVID, that's SARS-CoV-2, top of 5.
Okay, so let's see here. DWAC had a nice pop. Trump, obviously, you guys heard, made his first post on the platform there, so that one had a nice pop. It actually got up to almost $140 a share in the pre-market hours. Still pulling back from the highs right there. Let's see, AMD shares up over 2%.
This was an IPO from last week. Shares are halted on.
Excuse me. Express shares, $4.35. Still holding that 10-day simple moving average. We got into Express shares way back here, sold them around $4, and it's consolidating between about $4.05 all the way up to about $4.60 there. Waiting for that to have the next breakout. Thank you, John. Good morning, Wilmer. Good morning, Azaria, Michael, Jerry, Bill. Good morning, guys. Okay, let's continue to go down the watch list now. I'm just going to go down the watch list here quick. Look at that 3-month daily chart so you guys could see everything going on here. So we'll start off with Apple. Apple's down about 1.4% here. Already down about $2.35, still in BDM. Airbnb's testing that 10-day simple moving average today. Not going to be doing anything with that. AMD had the upgrade today, so that's one we definitely want to keep an eye on. You guys remember right here we got the AMD 115 strike call, $10.85 for that April Expo. I'm waiting for that to hit that 30 to 140 target there from now till April. I think that'll be a good one there. And let's continue to go down. Here is Amazon. Amazon's just straight in between that blue 20-day simple moving average, the red 50 here. Tight consolidation, but you can see it's still failing at that 50-day simple moving average. So wouldn't do anything with Amazon as far as going long until it could break above that 32.65. And let's go down here. Baba, sharp pullback on Baba. Shares down about 4.24%. The Olympics are over. It was the worst ratings for the Olympics in a while, and a lot of that was fueled by it being in Beijing. Baidu getting a little pop off the bottom there. Let's see. Spy is dropping like a rock there. Take a look at Spy here, guys. I'm watching our Spy puts here taking off. 431.06 on S&P 500 here. Nice lows of the day on that last candle. We'll keep an eye on that, see what we want to do with Spy. Think something's going to be coming with Russia and Ukraine. There's a lot of tensions there. And what's funny, you guys remember just last week, Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, he goes, oh, there's nothing going on here. The United States is making all worries. And, you know, now all of a sudden he's crying for help. He's saying, why isn't everyone coming? You know, there's going to be war in Europe. And he's given his sob story there. So he initially said, oh, there's nothing wrong. There's no war, no reason to panic. But obviously you guys see how things are escalating here. And just continuing to go downhill. Watching our Spy puts there continue to drop. They're looking great. I want to see what happens around 4:30 on Spy here. We have the NASDAQ down 128 points right now, down 0.92%. S&P 500 is down about 0.74% here. Going to continue to watch this throughout the day. DWAC still climbing. AMD's pulling back from the highs there. DWAC still pretty flat here, holding that 10-day. And like I said, this one was at 140, so we got to keep an eye on that one. Let's see. Let's continue to get on the watch list here. Disney, we have some shares on Disney. Or not shares. I mean, we have some calls on Disney going out to that July Expo for the reopening. And I really want to be picking up some more of Disney once we get that climb. Here's the Disney trade that we have. Disney July 15th, 165 strike call, and we're in that at $7.85 a contract, and we got 10 contracts of that. So what we're going to be looking to do is if she does come down in about that 145 support area, we'll be adding to that on the next climb, green candle confirmation, climbing above that support area, and we'll look for that next breakout. We got some resistance right around that 160 on Disney. Once we can break that, we're looking for clear sailing to about 180, which is, I think, is going to be about our target going into that July Expo. 180 to 190 here, depending on what happens with Russia and Ukraine. So that's looking pretty good. Let's go back over to Spy here. Keep an eye on Spy. See what we want to do with Spy. 431. Let's see, 431.05. Watching the watch list here. Everything's still pulling back a little bit. Let's see, what was that? It just turned green there for a bit. All right, let's continue to go down. 3-month daily chart. Express still holding that 10. Ford is just still continuing to consolidate. We have that May Expo on Ford, which is a nice longer-term trade. Nice swing trade there on Ford. Facebook still breaking down. They're down about $1.77, 0.86% on the day. It looks like she wants to hold around that $200 area. Came down, tested that 200 support. It's holding that pretty well. So we'll see what's going to happen with Facebook. Because the nice thing with Facebook is it had such a big drop from over $350 a share down to $200. We could look for that for short-term swing trades once we do get that confirmed climb here off of support. Right now, it's not the time. Still in BDM. No candles above that 10. And as you guys can see down below here, the moving average convergence, divergence. We didn't even get a signal crossing the MACD line here yet. And still trading below the zero line on the histogram of the MACD. So not going to be going anywhere near Facebook just yet. Let's continue to go down here. FedEx still breaking down further here. And obviously, you guys know why there. Obviously their margins are going to be cut drastically with the price of fuel. We're seeing $5 a gallon fuel costs now again. So that's why some of these shippers are pulling back a bit. General Motors, 47.44, continuing that pullback a bit. Google was in the green before, continuing down. Robinhood, 11.55 a share. There was someone in the trade room that wanted to pick up Robinhood the other day, but I was still breaking lower here. She might test that $10 again, so I want to go near Robinhood just yet. CarMax is one we're watching. That one staying in a tight consolidation area. McDonald's pulled back a bit. Still holding that 250 pretty well. We'll see what happens with that. Microsoft, 286.70. Now, Microsoft's one that really didn't have much of a pullback from the highs as some of the others did. Came up to highs of around 350. She's at around 287 right now, so not as bad as some of the other tech stocks that pulled back much more drastically than that one did. Pfizer 4801 pulled back over 1.09% here today. Palantir shares 1097. Kathy Woods just announced she got rid of like $27 million worth of that one. PayPal is looking like it wants to hold around that 100. This is one of them that had a huge pullback here from about $300 a share all the way down to 100. So definitely one you want to look at for a longer term swing trade once it starts to break out here. Rocket Mortgage, this is one we've been keeping an eye on. That one's down about 5% here this morning. Square, same thing like PayPal, pulling back sharply, down below that $100 a share, 95.33 a share, down 2.45%. Tesla shares continuing to break down here. I think we're going to see Tesla between $600 and $700 over the next couple of months here. McDonald's is back in the green here on the day. That's one thing on the watch list that just turned green. AMD shares are starting to climb again, back up almost 2% on the day. Let's see. Wilmer said, my earbuds switched over to the gym yoga studio. The ladies were enjoying your market recap. That's nice. We got to get them on camera here, Ryan. Spice up the day a bit. Let's see here. What else is happening? SPY pulling back sharply again. Take a look at SPY. Continuing to pull back on SPY, 430.88. I want to see that break below that 430 and see if we continue lower here on the day. Let's see what else we got here. I'm watching Qs up above here. Qs are near the highs of the day. And there we go. They're just at about the highs of the day right now on Qs. Let's see. Google just turned green here. Let's see. Austin says, White now labels Russian moves into Ukraine as invasion. Thinking you mean White House, right? There we go. All righty. Let's see. No breaking news down here on the newswire. I'm watching AMD there. AMD still getting a nice climb up over 2% here on AMD. Just almost at the highs of the day from that 9:31 a.m. candle. NASDAQ's down about 84 points now, 83. S&P 500's down about 21 points right now. Just closed out of our SPY hedge that expires tomorrow. I'll look to re-enter that on this breakout. Might be later until the week here until we see something with Russia because Biden is meeting. Well, he planned a summit with Putin here. No details on it yet, but he agreed to it as long as they don't invade.
Sharply lower open this morning, obviously as Putin orders those troops into eastern Ukraine. White House
Q's still breaking out here. Take a look at Q's.
taking all the COVID presidents that Russia's had there for years. We're sitting just about 100 points above those January 24th lows. And by the way, you can always get in on the CNBC Investing Club with Kramer at cnbc.com/join the club.
Looking, we got a few things on the watch list here that are turning green. DWAC's back up to $93 just about. Let's see, Facebook shares are taking off, climbing here off those lows. That's a quick climb here from those lows this morning, opening up around 201.50, back up above 206 now on Facebook. Google shares up about $17, up 0.68% on the day. Just starting that breakout momentum here on a today 1 minute chart. McDonald's is in the green, continuing to climb. Microsoft's climbing here off the lows. Palantir just turned green here. PayPal just turned green as well. PayPal's getting a decent climb there. Quick climb from that 101.75 this morning to 103.85. I'm watching Q's right above here. They're still failing at that 341 at that 50-day simple moving average on a today 1 minute chart. So I'm watching that. AMD is looking great, though. That's still continuing to break out, up over 2.5% on the day on AMD. I got some AMD in my JP Morgan account here. Let's see that one.
Everything we had into this, do not miss the chance to get in.
We had an opportunity. We took it.
My family is going to come in here and tackle you. Do this deal.
Watching Q's there. Finally breaking above that 341 on Q's. Nice little breakout there. AMD, new highs of the day on AMD.
Spraying Flonase daily stops your body from overreacting to allergens all season long. Flonase, all good.
Got a nice gain on AMD today of about 16% on that breakout. I think that one's going to continue. I was thinking about adding to that AMD trade. We have the AMD. I got a couple trades on AMD. The March 18th 120 call is one of them that we have here. I'm watching AMD continue to break out.
LR Alarity shares resuming trade. Alpha Lima Lima Romeo.
DWAC right back down to 88.39. There goes Q's continuing to take off. We should see AMD continue to break out. We might see AMD at that 120 today. Google shares continuing to climb, up $20 on the day on Google, 0.75% climb. Microsoft's up about $1 here, continuing that breakout, 289, 3-month daily chart on Microsoft. Nice little climb there. For day trades, it's okay to pick up something like that, but as far as the swing trade goes, with everything going on with Russia, Ukraine, got to sit back there a little bit.
Live at CME HQ. We have breaking news, our February preliminary news on market.
AMD still on the climb there, looking pretty good. DWAC's back at 90.
57.5. Of course, this sequentially follows 55.5, which was the weakest since October.
Nice continued breakout on AMD, 117.34.
6.7 on the services PMI, well better than 53 expected. Sequentially following 51.
Disney's just breaking that 150 now. I'm watching Disney. Q's continuing to climb. AMD's at highs of the day.
Nice improvement. 56.0.
SPY's still breaking out there, 433.44.
Confidence yet to come out. Suffice it to say, the yield curve is steepening. Much more buying of short maturities than long maturities. And Squawk on the Street will return in 2 minutes.
All right, let's look at that CRDO, see what that one's doing this morning. Up about 2%. This is one of those ones that had initiations this morning from 19 to 23 bucks. Nice breakout since that IPO here on January 27th.
Illicit behavior across that network, and that allows us actually to be really proactive in terms of generating solutions.
Qs are still breaking out. AMD is still on the climb. AMD's up over 3.1% on the day. Qs new highs of the day, breaking above that 342 here on Qs. Nice continued breakout there. Airbnb climbing off the lows there. 3-month daily chart. You guys can see how that one's holding that 10-day simple moving average. That's holding there as support. AMD is just continuing to climb up 3.15% on the day. DWAC 89.66. AMD just had that nice upgrade there to 150 bucks a share, so we should see that one continue to outperform the market over the next few days. Nice breakout there. Qs, AMD, everything's getting a nice little pop. AMD up 3.3% here. Let's see. JMG says Roku. Let's see Roku here. That one might get a quick climb back up to about that 140-ish. Not a fan of Roku, that especially after what it hit, though. You know, I mean, that was at 500 bucks. You see that double top right there. You know, it's got some support right at about 100 bucks, so not bad here. You could have $100 as your stop if you're looking for a longer-term trade on that. Not bad. Google up 17 bucks. McDonald's still climbing. Up $1.21 here on the day. I like this setup on MCD. I think that one's going to be an easy one back up to that 255 if we wanted to do something with MCD. But like I said here, we got to be cautious with everything going on with Russia and Ukraine. Capital preservation is most important here and waiting for those good quality setups. AMD still spiking there, 117.53.
Accusing the SEC of leaking information from a federal probe, tweeting, quote, "This is just peeling back the first layer of the corruption onion. Stay tuned." Of course, last week had more choice words for the SEC, Jim, accusing them of trying to thwart his right to free speech.
Yeah, I think that it's just not worth tagging with the SEC. Elon is doing such a great job. It's just, I mean, I totally understand. I know Mark Cuban at one point tussled with him on a different issue, but they're just not worth picking on. It just doesn't get you anywhere. So,
DraftKings shares were dropping like a rock this morning. DKNG. If we take a look at that one's back up now 2.6%. Pre-market hours, that one was down, you know, look at right here where she was, 16.56. Nice climb on DraftKings there since opening bell.
people feel that he's off the reservation.
Yes.
I don't, but he's in common phases. He's really going full bore on a lot of issues that don't really.
Gensler, I know he is on stuff like these are sophisticated investors in these funds. Why has this become such an obsession?
I think I'm going to have to get to the bottom of that because it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Oh, still feeling the fallout from things like Credit Suisse headlines over the weekend about.
JP Morgan's getting a climb here today. If you guys take a look at JPM, nice breakout there on JPM from 150 to 152.50. 3-month daily chart came down, tested that 150, holding that blue 20-day simple moving average. Looking for that next breakout here on JP Morgan. Did you guys see HSBC there reported an incredible, like 3 times the revenue that they were expecting? Incredible. And they said that it's just going to continue to do better, you know, as the Fed increases interest rates. So I think the banks are the best way to go for that April or May monthly expo. Might be adding some more to some of the banks over the next few days. DWAC continued to pull back at 86.98 now a share, up only 3% after being up 15% this morning. AMD shares still up 3.2%. There goes AMD having that next breakout. Qs as well. SPY climbing off that 10. Qs breaking out to new highs of the day. We're seeing tech continuing to climb. Nasdaq's up 28 points now. S&P 500's up about 9 points on the day. Nice continued breakout there on AMD. AMD getting up to that 118 now.
Look at this. When would you think you'd ever see Alcoa as one of the leaders in the S&P 500? It's up 30%. Anything aluminum, anything metals based, Allegheny Technology, specialty metals company, also up 49%. Most of the steel names are up 8, 9, 10, 11, 12%. The other, of course, moves up are in the energy names, particularly in the high beta energy stocks. Marathon Oil, Devon, EOG, Hess. These are called high beta names. They tend to move even more than the energy complex on any given day, up or down. But those are not
S&P
hypos.
500
There's
futures
everything
back
you see
over
up
the
about 30%.
43.50
As for the
level.
markets here, one thing the traders seem to
A
agree
new
on is that this
high
Russia,
here in
the
stocks for the
confusion
session.
has reduced the chances of a 50 basis
AMD
point
shares
rate
at
hike
Alpha
in March.
Mike
Everyone
Delta
wants to believe that
up
now, whether it's
a
true or not
percent
is
and a
not
third
clear.
here,
But that's where a lot of
trading
people
higher
seem
with
to
the
be over
broader
the weekend.
markets. Alpha
The
Mike
growth
Delta
is still
AMD.
very strong. They want to keep looking for signs of slowing, but as you saw from Rick's report this morning, it's not happening. We're not slowing.
Nice continued breakout there on AMD. Let's see those trades here on AMD.
Still going up in the second and third quarter. That's because analysts still want to believe that we're going to have a crazy strong spring reopening. And why shouldn't you believe that? We are getting crazy prices for spring break. I just returned from 8 days in Florida. I have been going to Florida, to Key West, to Miami Beach for 40 years. I have never seen prices like this. Hotel rooms that were $500 in 2018 in February, good hotel rooms, $1,000, and all of them sold out, all of them 100% full. Really crazy. Did you see Marriott CEO talking this morning, guys?
Facebook's not doing too much there, consolidating. Wait for that break above 207 if you're looking for a day trade on it.
BWV, Blue Water Vaccine shares resumed trade following a circuit breaker. A reminder, this was an IPO from last week. The stock last trade at $89.99 in Blue Water Vaccines Bravo Whiskey Victor.
Want to see AMD hold above that 118 here today. JP Morgan still climbing 152.61. A lot of the watch list starting to turn green here. AMD up 3.6%. Apple's still down 0.68% on the day. Climbing off the lows for sure, but still lagging the general market here. That one looks nice coming off that 165. If we wanted to do something with Apple, we could have a stop at 165 if we wanted to do short-term trade. But like I said, you know, you got to be cautious here with everything going on. Still not trusting the markets yet. No reason to trust the markets just yet. Unless you're looking for a longer-term trade here. AMD still continuing to climb, breaking above that 118 again, almost at new highs of the day.
Why? What makes you say that?
Well, because they got, you know, when you go by workday, the second that oil peaks, go to college.
DWAC's climbing back up above $90 here. This one's really volatile here today.
BWV, Blue Water Vaccine shares halted on a second or third circuit breaker here.
There goes AMD starting to break out again, 118.10 a share. Q's pulling back down to that 10 right now. Take a look at T here. AT&T is continuing to climb. Nice dividend on AT&T, climbing off the lows here. Let's see. That one got that nice climb ahead of that dividend. We were talking about that one for a while. If you guys remember, I actually bought shares of AT&T probably around $22 a share. Let's see here. Calendar. Let's take a look at T. It's got earnings coming up April 21st. Nothing else for a while there. Q's pulling back here again, down below that 10-day simple moving average on a today 1-minute chart for the first time since, you know, that 938 candle. AT&T still climbing.
It's true. Everyone gets a free new Samsung Galaxy S10.
Let me look at my other watch list here, see what else is moving. Moderna shares are up sharply today.
It's okay, people.
That's why I don't follow those meme stock guys, you know.
Galaxy traded any year, any condition.
Still trading below that 20 though.
Just not always the same kind.
Let's see, AMD trying to climb off that 10 right now. JP Morgan climbing off that 10, 152.64.
It seems like she's got it, but she might need an extra hand later.
Silver and gold continue to climb. DocuSign's having a pretty good day today. Let's see DocuSign. DocuSign up about 2.3%. There goes JP Morgan. New highs of the day on JP Morgan. If you guys remember, we have that vertical spread on JP Morgan. I'm thinking about buying back that short leg right now and letting that long leg continue to climb.
And ingredients you want. From wraps to bowls to sandwiches. You'll never have the same old again.
We're delighted and hope
Let's see. Manny says, Dave, how about BBIG? Let's see. BBIG, $3.04. Penny stock there. It's climbing off that $3 here. I wouldn't be a call buyer on it, but let's see. BBIG. A lot of volume coming out on that, that's for sure. Let's see here, that $3 going for about 19 cents there. That's not too bad. It's not bad, Manny. I mean, if you wanted to take a gamble on that $3 strike, you could pick that up for about 19 cents a contract. I would have a strict stop on that of at least, 280. Nothing less than 280 or the wick of today, 285. I bought it for Friday, April 14th Expo. Let's see there. 3 strikes going for about 46 cents. It's not bad. That's not bad at all, Manny. Plenty of time on that. I mean, she's in consolidation right now. So, I mean, if she just gets back up to that 350, you're already in the green there. So that's within that consolidation area. So that doesn't look too bad there. Q's continuing to pull back here. Take a look at Q's.
Richmond Fed, our February read on that manufacturing index comes out at 1.
Continuing to pull back from the highs on Q's. Let's take a look at SPY, SPY. Down to that blue 20 SMA on SPY here today.
Not stronger than expected. Now, for the big one, conference board, consumer confidence for February, 110.5, 110.
McDonald's is still on the climb up, $1.83 here on the day, almost at the highs of the day. 3-month daily chart. I like that breakout on MCD. You could easily target that 255 to 260 depending on your time frame. And you could have a sharp, a tight stop here at that 250. So you could look for 8 points to the upside, 2 points to the downside. That's a pretty good risk to reward ratio there.
Arguably lighter expectations, a little heavier on the headline, but certainly something to pay attention to as many are trying to, of course, differentiate when that feel-good feeling may come back.
DWAC back above 91 bucks a share.
Headline 113.8 now gets down.
BWV, Blue Water Vaccine shares resume trade. It's Bravo Whiskey Victor.
Google pulled back sharply there too, along with the Qs. That's why it's just better to be watching the Qs. SPY, Diamond ETF. Let's see, DWAC's back above $92 a share. Getting a nice little climb there.
Whether it's geopolitical or, of course, remnants of Omicron are definitely a bit stodgy. Carl, back to you.
All right, Rick, thank you for that. Rick Stanzelli. Good Tuesday morning. Welcome to another hour of Squawk of the Street. I'm Carl Quintanilla with Morgan Brown and David Faber. Markets trying to get into the green, at least on the S&P, some of that better eco data. But, of course, markets all around the world have been.
Look at down here. This is one of them we talked about this morning. You guys remember Credo here. They're talking about that there. Credo shares pop as multiple analysts initiate coverage. Let's see, CRDO. It's not a bad one there. Let's see the option chain for that one. CRDO. No options. Watching Qs, watching SPY, AMD, JP Morgan, DWAC. I wish Credo had some options here. would definitely be jumping in that. They have a $19 to $23 price target.
36% now for the year, and actually it's just turned positive. It's now about 0.5%.
Let's see Burlington, BURL. That one had an upgrade here this morning as well. 6-month daily, that doesn't look too bad there if we wanted to trade that one up to about 240.
Along with a 5% increase to the dividend.
Let's see the option chain, BURL.
Do not miss a first on CNBC interview with Macy's chairman and CEO Jeff Gannett. That is coming up in just about.
If I went out with that one, I'd probably get that June Expo there. Let's see, 223s, 230s. Wow, they're going for quite a bit. $19. Not much volume or open interest on those. Watching DWAC get up to about $93. Again, continuing that breakout. There goes JP Morgan getting a climb, big climb on AMD again.
Up their response to Russia after condemning President Vladimir Putin as violating international law. In an address to Parliament this morning, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced sanctions on 5 Russian banks.
See what AMD does there around that 117.50 resistance. JP Morgan, new highs of the day on JPM, 153 a share. Stock up about 79 cents on the day.
Pointing out that Russia has had a military presence there for about 8 years. But 2 administration officials now tell NBC that the White House believes these new moves do meet that criteria. That could be significant because President Biden has said an invasion is the threshold for imposing a full-fledged package of devastating sanctions on Russia. Already, Germany has been convinced to pull the plug on the Nord Stream 2 pipeline today, a move the country was reluctant to commit to just a few weeks ago.
The situation today looks fundamentally different, and that means that with regard to the latest developments, we need to reassess the situation. But this is the first necessary step to make sure that this pipeline cannot be certified at this point in time, and without this certification, Nord Stream 2 cannot operate.
Now, White House spokeswoman Jen Psaki said this morning that the U.S. is in close consultation with Germany and will be following up with additional measures today. Guys, back over to you.
Thank you for bringing us the latest. Out of curiosity, I mean, for these sanctions that are now being applied to actually take effect and have
Sharp red candle there on AMD.
that process actually takes, because it sure seems like the clock is ticking here.
Yeah, unclear exactly how long all of this could take to have Russia, before Russia really feels that economic impact. It's certainly, I mean, this.
The whole reason why we got that JP Morgan vertical spread there is, obviously the interest rates, the March meeting there. So I think this one's going to continue to break out. I'm thinking about buying back that short leg on the 170s now.
The latest from DC.
Probably going to look at doing that some point today here. DWAC back at $89. That one's swinging $3 really easily there on DWAC. AMD coming back down almost at 116, testing that 50-day simple moving average. JP Morgan, everything's pulling back here now a bit. Take a look at SPY, back in the red on SPY here today. Market's back in the red. Looks like we're going to continue that pullback there. If we wanted to look for a day trade now, I wouldn't mind picking up some SPY puts. Since we do have today's expo here, the February 22nd expo, we could certainly be looking at some day trades here. Let's see, the 433 strikes going for about $2.28. That IV is pretty high here with everything going on as far as escalation with Ukraine and Russia. But that's not too bad if we wanted to pick up even the 430 strike puts there, going for $1.21 by $1.23. Gonna look to see what it does here if it breaks below that 433 here on SPY. I'm watching Q's up above here, holding that 341 as of right now, testing that 50-day simple moving average on a today 1-minute chart. Same thing with SPY. I mean, SPY and Q charts look very similar if you look here. I mean, here's Q's right here, and you can see SPY there in the back. Very similar charts here.
Nancy, I mean, what's so key about this Russia-Ukraine situation is the fact that it comes
Watching those.
already a perfect storm for inflation, for example, and a Fed that is moving to tighten, and the question, of course, being...
Let's see, Walmer says, I want pre-market SPY 425.
Geopolitical situation mean for Fed policy?
I mean, SPY, if you look at SPY candle today, it's still below previous candle's body. It tested that 430 here today, so that's what I was saying this morning. We break below that 430, I think we could easily see that 420 pretty quick. I'm watching Q's get a climb there above that 10-day simple moving average. AMD getting back up to that 10. DWAC's back at 90. JP Morgan 152.44. McDonald's is up over $2 here now on the day, 250, 274. I like that one for a possible swing, MCD. Put that one down on my notepad here for a possible swing trade here.
And it's probably not with just rate hikes.
Jonathan, asset managers typically have a tough time sort of figuring out the implications of geopolitical movements like the ones that we're watching right now. So what does history tell us, if anything, in terms of how we should approach what's going on between Ukraine and Russia?
Yeah, I think that you hit upon it. When I've been talking to managers over there,
Apple's been trying to climb here. There goes AMD again. Take a look at AMD.
focus on the fundamentals.
I was thinking about adding to that AMD on that upgrade. That was a pretty decent upgrade on AMD. Just want these tensions here with Russia and Ukraine to dissipate a bit.
A recession on these. I will tell you that's not the case with
Looking for a day trade.
engaged in energy markets.
If we see any. Watching AMD break above that 10 right now. First candle with body above that 10 cents BDM there. Getting right up to that 20 SMA. Qs, same thing, getting up to that blue 20-day simple moving average with AMD. There goes JP Morgan, 152.65, continuing to climb there. 89.54 on DWAC.
Nancy, although a lot has been priced in, a lot of people are drawing comparisons to the recent S&P action to December of 18, when you did have a Fed that was trying
Let's take a look at the heat map here for today.
I've done some work that says that would imply an S&P 3 handle sometime in March. These analogs will
As you guys can see, here's the heat map here. You guys see semiconductors are outperforming the market here today, especially Texas Instruments, Micron, AMD. Let's take a look at Micron, MU, and TXN. And we can also take a look here. Let's see what else is moving. Software, applications, Salesforce, Intuit, INTU. I'll take a look at that chart. Let's see down here, medical devices, Abbott, ABT, and we got MDT. What's that? Medtronics. Yep, Medtronics. Okay, what's this one down here? Dexcom, 395. Wow. That's that diabetes thing there. Exxon Mobil, Chevron. Let's take a look at XOM. That might be a good one. CVX and Exxon Mobil here, especially if they do attack. Russia's already announced that they'd be cutting the pipelines to a lot of Europe. So that'd be interesting to see. Over here we got Mastercard continuing to climb, and Visa, MA, and Visa. Someone messaged me over the weekend and said they had a bunch of shares of Visa, what to do. I said, well, you know, Visa is one of those ones that'd be pretty decent there to hold on to with the interest rate hike. Obviously, they're going to do better. So let's take a look at Visa and Mastercard here first on a 3-month daily. Visa's getting a nice climb off that 220. And see, the nice thing about these is you could have your stop right at a tight stop here at that 220, which is the wick from today. And then you could be looking at that 230 target. So 7 points to the upside, 3 points to the downside, your risk to reward. Mastercard, MA. That one here is breaking above that 50. Holding. You could be looking for about 390 target on Mastercard, especially if you go out to that March Expo, March monthly here. You know, ahead of the Fed announcement and everything. So let's continue to go down. Micron, Texas Instruments. I wanted to check those out here. Micron's getting a big climb there today, up 2.4%. Remember, that one just had a recent upgrade here, too. What was it? $100 and some dollars a share on Micron. That was last week that came out. There goes Q's continuing to climb. AMD's got a nice breakout there on AMD. Breaking above that 117.50 again. 117.54 continuing to break out. There goes Q's testing that 342 right now. JP Morgan came down to that 152, tested that, continuing to climb. And we got DWAC there at 91.21, continuing to break out there. Micron shares are looking good. Take a look at Q's quick, as Q's are having a decent breakout here on a today 1 minute. Nice candle there on Q's, continuing that breakout. There goes AMD, almost at highs of the day on that big candle there, breaking further. 117.70 a share on AMD. Continuing that breakout. Q's still climbing. Big candle on JP Morgan there. Let's see. Disney wants to turn green here today. Disney's on the run, just having that 10-20 crossover here on Disney. Disney's looking pretty darn good there. Nice breakout on Disney. There goes JP Morgan taking off. Qs are on the climb. JP Morgan's looking great. They're almost at the highs of the day on JP Morgan, just another 20 cents away from highs of the day on JPM. AMD nearing that 118 again. DWAC near $94, continuing to break out. Let's continue to go over some of these other ones we were talking about here. Texas Instruments, TXN. Jerry, that's not a bad one. I know Jerry and I know Jerry was trading that one a bit. I think Karen was as well. That one doesn't look bad here. 180 target, TXN. Let's see. If I go out to that March 18th expo on Texas Instruments, that 170 strike is going for about $6.28. So just say 630 plus 630 is 1260. 1260 plus 170 is 186 or 182.60. So 182.60. All we need to do is get right back up to about here for 100% gain on Texas Instruments. With about a month until Expo, a little less than a month. It's not bad. AMD's continuing to climb there. Jerry, I was thinking about doing something with Texas Instruments. I think this is a nice buy here off these lows. It's got a nice support area right around that 160. I'm going to circle that one here for a possible leap.
Thank you very much, David, and thank you, Jeff, for
Let's see. Intuit, INTU. $4.91 a share. This one was just at $720 a share, so big pullback on Intuit. Let's see, $491.56 starting that breakout. Jerry's in the 180 strikes on Texas Instruments. What expo do you have on that one, Jerry? There goes AMD. New highs of the day on AMD, continuing to break out there. Take a look at AMD, guys. And JP Morgan's just about hitting highs of the day here as well. January 2023. I like that. What'd you pay for that, Jerry?
Continued to be strong all the way through the pandemic, and those dormant categories during the pandemic have really kind of bounced back. As you saw from our post, that average unit retail was up about 11% in 2021. I expect it to be about half that in 22, and we do expect inflation. And what we're always focused on is the customer is the winner here. We want to make sure that we respond to all the customer needs, and we've got lots of opportunities.
Another nice breakout on AMD. There goes Qs. There goes JP Morgan. Everything's climbing nicely. DWAC, $94. AMD is going for that 118.50. I think we're going to be green on that AMD trade here today. JP Morgan's continuing to break out there. Thinking about buying back that short leg on JP Morgan before that starts seeing an increase in value on that premium.
Certainly is one stakeholder you have to listen to, but so too are shareholders. And there were a number that were interested in the exploration of spinning out e-commerce, separating it from the physical store, the legacy business of Macy's. You've said today that the determination, with the help of AlixPartners, has decided that is not the go-forward plan for Macy's. Can you explain why that is a little bit and why that makes sense? Is that the reason why JANA Partners, the activist investor, lowered their stake? What should shareholders understand about the growth potential for Macy's as a combined unit?
AMD still breaking out, looking pretty good there.
The board and management looks at the whole opportunity for value creation all the time, and we certainly intensified our efforts, and we brought in AlixPartners to just pressure test it again. We had two big objectives. One was, how are we going to show short, medium, and long-term shareholder value? And we wanted to make sure that the omni-channel behavior of the customer was respected at all touch points. And in every single scenario we looked at, and it was a very comprehensive, unconstrained review. We didn't put any parameters on it. We really asked our advisors to come back and look at everything. And what we came back with was that United Macy's Inc., which included the nameplates, operating as a integrated company versus a separated digital and brick and mortar made the most sense. And we looked at that with the board. What was convincing to the board was really three big factors. One was the separation costs. One was the additional costs that you get with operating separated digital and brick and mortar businesses, as well as just the execution risk. And what it also gave us the opportunity was to pressure test Polaris, our strategy of record, for other opportunities we could
to accelerate items in Polaris to drive more shareholder value. So that was digital with Marketplace. That was what we're doing with personalization and what we're doing with our loyalty program, what we're doing with our off-mall format, as well as what we're doing with new and exciting new categories. And what I'd say is at the end of the day, Macy's is a much stronger financially able company than we were before the pandemic and before the Polaris strategy was launched. And when I look at that, when you think about the free cash flow that we're going to generate over the next 3 years, $3 billion there, we have $3 billion going to CapEx. We are not capital constrained to address the needs of our business. So that was the conclusion that we reached.
Okay.
AMD nearing that 118.50 there, trying to break out. There goes JP Morgan again as well.
Percent of total sales coming from digital. That was up from
Nice breakout on AMD here, guys.
the peak of the pandemic. Have we seen sort of that peak penetration for the amount of sales that will come from online?
AMD 414.
You might see it subside a little bit in 2022. I think we're looking at about 37%.
That AMD trade's now in the green. The 115 strike call going for $11.85. I think that one's going to be one of the best options there. AMD's continuing to break out, up over 4% on the day there on AMD, which is well outperforming the market here. Nasdaq's only up 0.22% on the day, up 29 points, and S&P 500 is up only 4 points on the day. AMD, though, is continuing to break out, heading for that 119 a share now. I also have another trade on AMD here. U.S. home prices increased in December at their fastest rate in 34 years.
It's about 3 to 4% of the total annual business, and that's what it was in a pre-pandemic year. So think about us getting about half of that back in 2021. The bulk of that, or a big chunk of that, coming through digital, and customers from international zip codes using the website to take care of their needs. So
DWAC trying to break that 94.
Built into our 22 forecasts. I do think, based on everything that we're seeing, is that it's going to come more in the 2023 timeframe. If it does accelerate, we'll be ready for it. It affects,
Let's see. We also have the. Let's see. What did I pay for this one?
urban downtown markets.
So I'm going to put the other AMD trade here as well.
Got better, but then with Omicron, it subsided again. So we're just watching it carefully. We're looking at all the tourism statistics, hospitality.
AMD still breaking out.
Hotels, and we're going to be ready.
Jeff, lastly here, if we could close out looking at the gross margins and profitability. I know supply chain is still a drag for many, many companies, yours included. Where do you aim for profitability to end up? I know that you were, again, above last year, but still below 2019. And how is supply chain factored into that?
Let's see. What did I pay for this one here?
Profile, moving forward, we certainly achieved that. We had the best EBITDA rate in 21 versus the best previous year was 2014.
801.
And certainly gross margin is impacted by shipping expenses from a very developed digital and growing digital business. But we also have margin expansion with all of our pricing signs. So expect us to continue to be able to expand what we're doing with merchandise margin, but that's going to mitigate some of the issues that we're going to have in additional shipping expense. SG&A, we've gotten that base down. You saw the improvements that we made versus pre-pandemic levels. We'll continue to be very, very frugal with our SG&A and really be focused on the things that matter most to the customer.
Got it. Macy's CEO.
Nice breakout there on AMD. Again, breaking 119.14. There goes JP Morgan. New highs of the day on JP Morgan.
Our thanks to Jeff and also to Courtney Reagan. Thank you. Coming up, energy prices moving higher this morning as Germany halts approval of the Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline designed to bring natural gas from Russia directly to Europe. We've got more on that after the break.
If you think all pots are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This fabric gushes
Nice continued breakout there on AMD.
absorbs even more so you can feel dry.
Disney's almost turning green here as well. Ford's getting a nice climb off the lows. We got a nice amount of trades here going into that May and July Expo here that I like.
This is always like never before. From the very first touch. will protect like the first. Pampers.
I'm watching that JP Morgan. I want to see that one break that 153. DWAC's just hanging right around that 92.50. McDonald's is still climbing there. McDonald's was just at the highs of the day a couple of minutes ago. DWAC back up over 10% on the day. Square up 1.3%, above 99 bucks a share on Square. PayPal's up minimally, 0.7% on the day. Express shares are taking off again, up 1.72%. Look at that breakout here on Express. That's a nice one to just buy shares and sell those covered calls. You know, retail's been doing phenomenal. Let's see what Macy's is doing since they had a nice breakout. Macy's is up 8% on the day. 6-month daily chart on Macy's. You guys can see that nice breakout. It broke that $27 area here. Resistance continuing that climb. Next resistance is going to be around $30. Could break that. We'll see that $32.50. Put Macy's down here as well. Let's see that MDT, Abbott, Exxon Mobil on Chevron now that we put on our watch list this morning. ABT. Nice climb off the lows on ABT. You saw it come down to that 115, which was support going back to October here. Let's zoom out a little bit further. So we got some pretty decent support right around that 115 a share. We break below that, we'll see that 110 down to about 105. But that one's looking nice for a continued climb, maybe back up to around that 120 to 125 area. I'll keep an eye on that one over the next few days. Watching AMD there, holding that 10 so far, seeing if that's going to climb off that 10. All right, that's Abbott. Let's take a look at MDT here, Medtronics. Nice breakout there, came down, tested that $100 a share. Let's take a look at see what the analysts are saying about MDT here. Research, analyst, and reports. Let's take a look at MDT. Here's Medtronic. Average price target 127.44. High is 155. Low is 105, which is still, you know, almost a 1% upside from here. Recent upgrades last week, 116, 149. AMDQ's getting a climb off that 10 right now. There goes JP Morgan here as well. And DWAC's back at that $92. Express is looking great. Still continuing that breakout there. Look at that Express on a daily chart here. 3-month daily. Nice continued climb here.
Big winners, the stock up about 65%. Recently pulling back from a session high at 804. And the last trade at 743.
Oh, Skyjack, my AMD trades, we have the AMD April 14th 115 call at 1085, and we also have the AMD March 18th 120 call at $8.01 there. Google's up 22 points on the day. See if there's any other news here we could look at.
S&P 500 futures pulling back from the 43.50 level. The last trade 43.47. Note that the earlier intraday high in S&P 500 futures was 43.56 and a half.
With Ring Alarm, when there was carbon monoxide spreading through our house, we got a call from Ring Professional Monitoring right away.
SKYH Sky Harbor shares halted on a circuit breaker. The stock halted up about 12% here, halted at 1126. Santa Kilo Yankee Hotel, SKYH.
Okay, that jump was crazy. But what's crazier?
Saving up to $400?
Exactly. Xfinity Mobile. It's wireless that does it all and saves a lot. Like, a lot, a lot.
That Express is looking great there. Thinking about doing something with that. Q's getting a nice breakout again. Take a look at Q's here.
BioNTech shares spiking over the 152 level here over just the last few minutes. The stock now trading around 153.67. That is still down about 2% for the session, but just off an intraday high. Bravo November Tango X-Ray BN.
Skyjack, I wouldn't mind doing a Visa vertical spread there. I want to give the markets a little bit of time, though, to see what's going on with Russia. White House, Russia moving troops into separatist region is invasion.
Stage for strong sanctions against Moscow. Some residents of Donetsk celebrated Russia's moves by...
Let's see, AMD's holding that blue 20 SMA so far. Let's see if it could climb and break that 10. I'm watching Q's trying to test the highs of the day, about 60 cents off highs of the day on Q's. And Google shares are up 30 points now on the day. McDonald's now up almost $3 on the day. Microsoft's continuing to break out, up almost $2 on the day. And NVIDIA shares are getting a pop here. Take a look at NVIDIA. Finally seeing a little climb on NVIDIA. Trying to get up to that 240 here, 239.97. There she goes. What a breakout. There goes Q's. Big breakout on the market. Q's new highs of the day. There goes AMD breaking that 10. And we got DWAC up above 92. And we got Q's at highs of the day here. NVIDIA is looking pretty good. That's lagging AMD here. If you take a look at NVIDIA, she came down, tested around that 225. That's not looking too bad there. Q's are having a huge breakout. There's breaking news.
Hey there, Carl. Well, this morning we heard from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky say that he does not believe there's going to be a wider war between his country and Russia.
You guys could see Q's there. New highs of the day on that last candle.
NRG, that's NRG.
McDonald's is continuing to break out. Look at that breakout on MCD. I'm telling you, that's not a bad one to do a quick little trade on here. Like I said, the big thing, though, is still watching with Russia and Ukraine. AMD analyst turns bullish after 10 years of being bearish. Wow. Maybe if he's bullish now, maybe we should be bearish. He was bearish for 10 years on AMD. Let's see what AMD did in 10 years. Wow, that guy was a big loser. 10 years. That's going back to what? When she was $2 a share. So this guy was bearish on AMD when it was $2 a share, and he just turned bullish now. If you guys see down here on the newswire, AMD analyst turns bullish after 10 years. Valuation is finally attractive, a little bit more attractive than when he first started following it when it was $2 a share. That's funny. Man, could you imagine jumping into AMD when it was $2 a share? Let's see. Tesla owner says car ran them over. Pants and underwear torn wide open. Huh. Interesting. He was run over by his car, and his pants and underwear were torn right off him. I think Elon's going to have to buy him some new panties. Watching the markets here. Let's see some more targets coming in down here. Some upgrades. I think that one with AMD is funny though. After 10 years of being bearish, the analyst finally turns bullish. Maybe that's the one that gave it the upgrade today.
A continuation of what Russia started in 2014 when they first invaded Ukraine. They never left.
SKYH, Sky Harbor shares resumed trade. The stock.
Just watching the markets. Q's had that big breakout and then just started pulling back a little bit again.
In Sky Harbor, Sandy Kilo, Yankee Hotel, SKYH.
With all of these troops, significant Russian Navy out there, which is disrupting traffic in and out of Ukrainian ports. Always the threat of a massive assault, but I don't think that's likely if the Russians can achieve what they want without actually having to launch this big attack towards Kyiv that has been forecasted, because that would be very bloody, and frankly, I don't think it would be successful.
Sanctions are what are on the table right now as the U.S. and its allies are beginning to issue some of these penalties. Heaven forbid this were to escalate, you were to see Russia begin to expand in the Ukraine right now. How would a military scenario potentially play out from here?
Well, I hope that all of our government, and by the way, I've got to say, I'm impressed that Germany has pulled the certification process from Nord Stream 2. The UK has dropped a pretty big hammer on Russian banks. And then, of course, the United States sanctioned it again last night. This is so important, but it's also, if you'll allow me, it's important that our leaders are preparing our populations because this is going to be expensive for us. We can be sure that Russia will retaliate with cyber strikes against all of us. So the resilience of our own populations is going to be important here. If the Kremlin feels that they
SKYH Sky
cannot
Harbor.
accomplish what they
Note
want
that
by
this
this
was one of those
slower
momentum,
long
so-called SPAC
approach,
redemption
I
plays
would
from
anticipate
last
from
week.
previous
There
operations
were
in
about
SEAL,
6 or
ISAF,
7
for
other
example,
plays
that would
there.
connect the
And I'm going to list the tickers here.
occupied territories
CPTN,
north of our river down
FSRG,
CPTN.
NRGV,
perhaps along the Black
ANGH,
Sea coast.
ISP.
Wow, look at that one. What the hell is this?
NGY.
Septon. Look at this one. And this one was $80 2 days ago, 2 trading days ago. Came back down to $14.61. Let's see, CPTN. Let me just see what it is down here. CPTN.
The president of all of it, he never has to worry about another election. And now we've got thousands of Russian troops next to the Suwalki corridor threatening our Baltic allies.
Deterrence and the perception, I'll say, of deterrence seems to be really key here in this entire process, the negotiations that are playing out, whether it's missile defense installations that
I hate their new thing here. Can't see nothing.
New highs.
Roku hitting new highs there. Dr. G, did you end up jumping in that 125 a share? She might quickly get up to that 140-ish to 150.
Kilo uniform ROKU.
The fact that we just saw tanks, Abrams tanks that were approved by the Biden administration as well to Poland on Friday. Those General Dynamics made tanks. How does
Roku's over. You don't think that's going to continue that climb up to about 140?
I guess the defense spending piece of the puzzle?
Waiting for my Disney to climb here. Disney and Ford.
Kind of a wake-up call, and I know that phrase gets used a lot, but so many people have just had a hard time getting their head around
Disney shares look pretty good here today. They're holding up well.
European leader would actually use force to change borders, would use poison against
I put on a short vertical put spread Friday next.
our European allies, but also, frankly, a lot of people in Washington are waking up. These are bad guys, and so we need to take the necessary steps to deter.
Microsoft's just consolidating since, about 950,
Deterrence is in the mind of
955.
do I think it will be too costly or that I might even fail to do something? And
I think that May Expo like we have in Ford is going to be phenomenal.
at the end of the Cold War, all of Russia's aggression has happened after the U.S. Army, the U.S.
Just want to see a break out of this consolidation. You can see here on Ford here, if I draw this up here,
be partners
you guys can see it's just a tight consolidation here on Ford.
and advantage. And so what that means for us, we've got to go back in there. Air and missile defense would be the top priority for me, and also transport, the ability to rapidly reinforce.
Once we start seeing a breakout on Ford,
So General Hodges, to wrap all of this up,
that's where I'll be adding to it.
experience on the ground in the region, is this a situation where time is of the essence, or would you expect going back to your bow construction?
That's where I'll add to Ford there. If she realistically, I'll probably add if she breaks around 1850.
Yes and yes. We need
That's where I'll add to that May Expo.
Berlin airlift in terms of bringing in capability to Ukrainian armed forces, because clearly the Kremlin has demonstrated they have zero respect for us unless you punch them in the nose and use force to deter them. Demonstrate that.
Manny, if you want to do a spread on Ford, I think that's a good opportunity to pick up one on Ford now. What expo did you want to go with? That May, or did you want to go out to that June? If you go out to that June or, May or June, I think's, prime time there. June's probably a little bit safer trade there, going out a little bit further. But, you could look at this. May, okay, let's take a look at the May vertical spread. Buy to open, sell to open here. You could look at that vertical call spread on Ford here for that May monthly expo. and it's at 1772 now. So, you know, if you wanted to do an in-the-money vertical spread on that, you could be looking at the 1750. It's going, that one's going for 29 cents, 30 cents there to be worth 50. 0.5, divide that by 0.3. That's only a 67% return. Let's see here, the 1650, 1750, 62 to be worth $1. 1 divide that by 0.62. It's about a 61%er. Now, if we look at and go with that 1718 vertical spread here, which is going to be the sweet spot, you know, 55 cents here to be worth $1. 1 divide that by 0.55. That's about a 82% gain there if you pick that up. And you might be even be able to pick that up for 53, 54 cents here. That's not a bad one. If you wanted to do 1718 and look for that extra 20%, or if you wanted that safer trade, Manny, you could certainly be looking at that 1650, 1750 vertical spread, going for about 64 cents there to be worth $1. 1 divide that by 0.64. And, you know, it's about a 56% gain. That's not too bad there. You might even be able to pick that up for about 60 cents if you wait a bit. But what's nice about this one is since the shares are, or since the contracts are pretty cheap for that 1650, you could buy 10 contracts of that 1650, and then if Ford gets that climb there, you could then sell to open that 1750, and that would reduce the cost of that vertical spread drastically. Sharp pullback on the markets here, guys. Everything's pulling back sharply. Take a look at SPY, Qs. Sharp pullback again. Everything's in the red here again now. Starting to pull back. Let's see, we're going into the lunch hour. We might see a little bit of sell-off here going into the lunch. We might be able to do a quick day trade here on some SPY puts. Let's see here. Expiration. Today's the 22nd. I hate when they put the February 18th expo there after it's already passed. Let's see, we could be looking at that 430 strike put. It's going for 89 cents there. We could pick that up pretty darn cheap. 10 contracts are going to be about $890 a contract, or for 10 contracts there. And you see how quickly they were just at 89 cents. They're at 93 cents now. It's starting to break down here. We'll see what happens. I'm watching Qs. I'm going to get this ready to go just in case we do start breaking down. Not placing the trade yet. Just waiting and watching here. Seeing what's going to happen with SPY and with Qs. U.S. consumer confidence dips in February. There goes SPY pulling back here a bit. I think I'm going to be jumping in these SPY puts here. Let's see. They're at $1 now. They were just at 89 cents there. All right, I'm going to jump in a few of these. I'm in now at $1.04 a contract. I'm in at $1.04, and I'm going to hold on to these for a little bit here.
So in Europe, the countries that are the most dependent on Russian fossil fuels.
Stop on this is going to be, let me get this over to the side here. I got this ready to go. All I have to do is click place trade to sell. Biden's going to be talking at 2 p.m. on Ukraine. Got some nice green on that trade already. You know, when Biden starts speaking at 2 o'clock here, we're probably going to see the markets pull back. So I might be holding this for a little bit here as more of a day trade compared to a scalp. In the green on those SPY puts, they're at $1.07 now a contract, $1.08, $1.09, $1.10, $1.11. Watching to see if SPY is going to hold that 433 here. Got a 1% gain on the SPY puts right now. 2%, 3%. There we go. There's that pullback. 5%, 7% gain. 10% gain. She's at $1.15 now.
As we head to a break, let's take a check on shares of Digital World Acquisition Corp. Of course, this is the SPAC that is backed by former President
$1.17. All right, I'm gonna sell that. I'm out of SPY there. Out at, let me see, order status. I'm out at $1.15.
Just over an hour in today's trading session, S&P 500 futures recently pulling back.
We were just in and out of that for a quick $1.15. We were out.
Around the
$1.15. We were out of that.
34 the last trade.
Out of that SPY put there. That's a nice quick little day trade there for about $110. 10.58% gain on that. Not too shabby there. Now, if we start breaking back below here, I'm going to get this ready to go again. It's a nice thing about having this ready.
Having a 5G phone that's not on T-Mobile makes as much sense as showing up to a curly match with a toothbrush.
SPY getting a climb now. That was a nice exit on those SPY puts. Quick gain.
T-Mobile has more 5G bars in more places than anyone.
See what else is happening here. Let's see. Jury finds killers were racially motivated in chasing him for that Ahmaud Arbery's.
What do you think healthier looks like? With a little help from CVS, you can support your nutrition, sleep, immune system, energy, even skin. And before you know it, healthier can look a lot like you. CVS. Healthier happens together.
When Subway opened, they changed the fast food game. And sometimes you gotta refresh to be fresh. Welcome to the Eat Fresh Refresh. We got the... Wait, that's new.
Because we're refreshing the refresh.
What?
There's the new honey mustard chicken, the Subway Club, and the new Baja turkey avocado with...
New Baja Chipotle sauce?
Yep, they're constantly refreshing with better ingredients, better footlongs, and better spokespeople.
It's the Eat Fresh Refresh at Subway. And they're gonna keep refreshing and
Let's see if AMD is going to hold that 117.
Do you think any of us will look back in our lives and regret the things we didn't buy?
Or the places we didn't go?
And we're starting to pull back at that 10 here. I'm going to get ready for that SPY put again here. Same trade. I'm just getting ready to hit place trade here. My stop would be about 433.60 if it broke out here. So I'm getting ready to place this. Looking for a candle below previous candle's body there. That would be my entry. She's at about $1 now by $1.04. I'm going to enter, and I'm back in now at $1.04 again. Same price as last time, $1.04. I am in. I'm going to look for that quick gain here again. She's pulling back. I already got a profit on that. And I got that ready to go here to place trade, to exit out of that trade if we get a sharp pullback here again. Just going to let that do its thing here.
Welcome back to Squawk on the Street. We're sticking with Russia and the geopolitical tensions disrupting the markets. Joining us to discuss, Neuberger Berman's head of emerging market equities, Conrad Saldana.
Another pullback there, up 3% on those SPY puts, 4%, 5%, 6, 7, 8%, 9%. She's at $1.13 again already. $1.12.
Potential disruption to the energy markets and what that might do to global inflation and confidence?
No, I think the number one concern is that Putin's going to go further. Fully all of Ukraine, including trying to take over.
They're saying on TV Putin's going to go further here.
Yes, it has a huge impact on energy markets, but that is of a scale different than what's happened so far. I mean, what's happened so far is a somewhat predictable tit for tat. And while it's terrible that Putin is invading or annexing essentially part of eastern Ukraine, it doesn't change the geopolitical situation that much.
Russia doesn't change the economic situation that much. But if something happened which really forced the Europeans not just to, stop, to pick up in terms of sanctions, but actually to refuse to buy Russian oil or gas, or something switched off those taps, that would be a much more serious situation. But the key point here is not what's going on right now in energy markets. The key point is, what does Putin do next?
Conrad, that is the thinking among many.
DWAC Digital World Acquisition shares trading up about 6% here, below the 89.
Michael, you could also look at the pivot points, and they'll give you good things like that as well.
Radio host Clay and Buck highlighting that Donald Trump will be appearing on their radio show at 12 p.m. Eastern Time today.
Donald Trump's going on a radio show, 12 p.m.
Appeared on this show several times before.
Marriott Vacations hikes dividend, boosts buyback.
The sanctions that have been coming through seem somewhat measured, and overall, I think what it means is for markets. I think the energy issue is one that I do worry about for broader emerging markets, where it's driven by importing energy, and that's an inflationary threat to it. But for right now, I think it's all fundamentals are off, and it's about what Mr. Putin does next and how aggressive he is into getting into Ukraine.
And what Putin does next. But in the meantime, we are and our allies are leveling sanctions against Russia right now. What does all of this do to the U.S. dollar, and what is the read-through to investments?
SPY pulling back again, back in the green on the SPY puts. 2%, 3% gain, 4%.
Peloton shares down about 0.6% today. Seen some headlines that Peloton users are
Another quick gain on that. She's already up 11%. I'm selling that now. I made a 12% gain. I'm out of SPY again. Order status. I'm out at $1.15 again.
That's Papa Tango Oscar November PT.
And she's still pulling back though. She's at $1.24 now. $1.25.
Haven't really been responding.
Look at that pullback.
To reportages of outings.
$1.21. We did the SPY day trade there. Close that out for a nice gain.
Gentlemen, we're going to hope you'll forgive us keeping it a bit tight today given the flow of news, but it's good to see you. Appreciate your guidance, Conrad and David. We'll see you next time. We do have a quick news alert in the Ahmaud Arbery murder trial. The 3 men convicted in this fatal shooting have been found guilty of federal hate crimes for violating...
So 2 quick day trades there, and, so far... On those 2 quick day trades, we made $182.54 on those. Still breaking down there on SPY. Thinking about doing another SPY day trade here. SPY still pulling back there. $1.24 on those.
S&P 500 futures back below the 43.30 level here. That level had served as some support earlier in today's session.
Let's see what Exxon Mobil on Chevron's doing before we get off the morning live stream here. Exxon Mobil's getting a nice little climb here off the lows. That one was almost at $80 here. We had some calls on that last week there. I sold out of them. That's looking pretty decent though if we wanted to do something going out a little bit further. Let's see Chevron CVX. 134.37 on Chevron, still continuing to climb. Some resistance around 134.50.
Geopolitical issues in Eastern Europe and Russia. A lot of headlines today.
A lot of issues here with Peloton. Peloton shares quiet, seeing user reports of outages of the service across several products. Let's see PTON there. That one's probably going to pull back a bit. Let's see, 6-month daily. That had that quick pop to 40. I remember everyone's talking about buy Peloton, buy Peloton. It's garbage. Who the hell is going to buy another Peloton when they have one? And, they're pretty expensive there. I don't think people are going to be upgrading, Peloton bikes like they do Apple phones, I think once they have that, they're going to be holding on to that for a while. Let's see. Bank of America Securities maintains outperform at Home Point Capital, lowers price target to $4. HMPT. Let's see. HMPT, $3.88. They're geniuses there. $4 target. Let's see. Disney wants to turn green here today. It's at almost the highs of the day. I'm watching JP Morgan climbing off that 152 here. Let's see what SPY's doing. Starting to break down again here on SPY. Let's see if we wanted to do another trade on SPY. I could certainly get it ready to go here. Here's the trade ready to go. All I have to do is hit place trade here on those 430 strike puts on SPY. I'm not placing the order yet. Like I said, I'm watching here. If we break below, you know, probably about 430, 240, I'll probably enter.
Back to Squawk on the Street. Stocks are lower at this hour with consumer discretionary the worst performing sector this morning. We're seeing weakness in travel and leisure stocks like the casinos and cruise lines. However, those names are still holding on to February.
Skyjack still in the SPY puts. Q's starting to pull back. There goes SPY starting to pull back here again.
So far, with Ford on track for its worst month since March of 2020. There's more Squawk on the Street right after this break.
All right, I'm jumping back in. I'm back in SPY puts at $1.16 now. I'm in at $1.16 on SPY puts. I'm going to put this over here, get this ready to go. All right, there's that breakdown. We're already up 2%. 3%. I want to see that continued breakdown on SPY here.
This is always like never before.
95% of companies fail in the first 5 years.
A high-performing organization needs to be able to adapt.
We argue about where the direction of the business is going to go.
It's your fault. It's always our fault.
And we help, and I don't know what to do. You're under stress.
Yeah, come to the farm.
I'm Joe DeSena, CEO and founder of
All right, I'm going to close out of that. That was a good enough gain for me there. I'm out at $1.21. Out at $1.21. Quick $50 on that. It was a trade that lasted literally 52 seconds. So out of that one. And we're out of that one at $1.21. Quick 4.31% gain. And here she goes breaking down again here. Let's see if we want to jump back in some more SPY puts on that breakdown. She might be taking out lows of the day here again. So I'm going to watch this here. I'm watching Q's breaking down here as well. She's already at $1.27. Should have held on to that one for another 10 seconds. But not too bad, though. We did, what, 3 or 4 day trades here. We were up 182.54 after that last trade. What is it, 3 day trade so far? We are up $214. Just doing small day trades here while we're watching the markets. Let's see if SPY is going to break down. She's at $1.19 now on those contracts. $1.13. I'm going to jump in again. I'm back in now at $1.17 a contract on those.
RBLX Roblox shares new session lows down more than 6% here. The last trade at 46.62 in Roblox Romeo Bravo Lima X-Ray RBLX.
As tensions escalate between Russia and Ukraine, analysts are warning of further pain.
Crude oil flirting with the $92 per barrel level here, up about 2%. $92 is a little bit of a rebound here.
Yeah, 432.50-ish, right around that 10 is going to be my stop on this other day trade here.
95 per barrel.
Manufacturing supply chain from car parts like catalytic converters all the way down to your iPhone, and they are expected to be the most sensitive to Russia-Ukraine tensions According to Interos, a supply chain data platform globally, Russia is a top exporter for those metals. It produces 6% of the world's aluminum and 7% of the world's nickel. In 2021, Russian imports to the U.S., those increased 33%
An update here from Reuters
levels.
on
There are more than 1,100
the Russian
supplier
deployment
relationship
of
with Russian
forces
firms here in the U.S.
abroad.
But it's the
Senior
major
Russian
impact if
lawmakers
invasion
saying
were to
the
happen.
proposed
Oil,
deployment of Russian
agriculture, and
forces
especially tech and
to the
manufacturing
Donbass
could
region
see
is
major supply
designed,
chain
quote,
disruptions,
solely
according
to
the
avoid a
CEO
big war of the
Interos.
kind that the U.S. and Ukraine appear to want. Again, a comment there from a
It's to
senior
avoid a
Russian
big war.
lawmaker.
All right, let's see what happens here. Okay, we're at $1.20 on those. $1.21. $1.25, 28, 29, 30. All right, I'm going to exit out of that. I am out of those at $1.30. $1.30, I'm out. And you can see right there, we are out at $1.30. That was another quick gain there. That was a nice one. We are now up. Yeah, and that's what I mean. We were up $214. Now we're up $334 just on those quick couple of day trades here. And that's exactly what we're going to keep doing. Our new trade challenge is going to be starting next week. So get ready for that. I'm making up the details for you guys on that now. $334.09 for the day so far, doing some small little day trades, watching the market. We still got our long calls here. We'll wait for those. Come down to support, get that climb. SPY looks like it's going to continue the pullback here today. Man, I always get such bad heartburn. Take these Pepsi Completes like they're candy each day. Man, I don't know what it is, you know? It's like I don't even eat nothing yet today. And I got heartburn, you know? If I do a burp, I mean, literally acid will spray out of my mouth. I hate that. Alrighty, guys, on YouTube here, if you guys want to go download our app, you guys could download our app for free. Go to the App Store, either the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store. Search for Breaking Chart Alerts. Download that for free. And then if you guys could do us a big favor, go down and hit the like button, click subscribe, and click that bell to get notified. I'd greatly appreciate that. And remember, we're going to be going over some of the top economic events over the next couple of days here, and some of the stocks to watch here. And let's see here. SPY's getting a little climb. There goes JP Morgan. A nice candle on JP Morgan. AMD is finally starting to get a crossover, it looks like, on a today 1 minute chart. That might be a nice one to do a little day trade with, or add to some of our longs there. But guys on YouTube, I'm going to end this now. So if you guys want, go download our app on the App Store, Breaking Chart Alerts. And make sure you click like on this video, subscribe to our channel, click the bell to get notified. And if you guys too could go to our YouTube channel, click like on it, share it on social media, I greatly appreciate that. Alrighty, I will see you guys on YouTube tomorrow, and have a great day. Take care, stay safe, and God bless. Happy trading.